The Lavish Laser Collection by dpillari, a sequel mod to his Lavish Laser Musket, in which he tackled the entire laser weapon family. High quality retextures for every single variant of the laser gun, from the pistol to the sniper. To be lore friendly, he has turned the in-game laser gun to its lore counterpart, an Air 9 laser series. New details, new normal and spectral maps. Everything but the kitchen sink has been thrown at this one. His biggest retexture yet, please enjoy. And I must say, it is a welcome mod. I can only think of another mod that overhauls the textures for the vanilla weapons, which is Vanilla Weapons HD 4K mods by Mullapuff. Other than that, dpillari is the only other game in town. Both are fantastic, but right now I'm leaning a bit more to dpillari, simply because he adds little nuances that are greatly appreciated, I can honestly say. The whole presentation is completely next level here. This is probably a must-have mod for immersion and visual fidelity. The level of work here speaks for itself in all honesty. It truly screams next gen to me personally. This gun looks the way I feel the game should have looked vanilla. The weathering, the brushstroke, that gunmetal gray that shines through the dirt and dinge, the collection of all sorts of filth and debris over the course of 200 years is perfectly executed in the weathering on this weapon. The Mytable Minigun by dpillari is another one of the texture mods I'll be showing off today. In fact, all of them that will be done by dpillari. Oddly enough, every mod that I downloaded over the past couple weeks as far as textures go for weapons, and I finally got a chance to check them all out, I found out they were all by him. And he's done amazing work here. This is a high quality retexture for the vanilla minigun to turn into a lore friendly Rockwell CZ53 minigun from previous Fallout games, complete with a whole bunch of new details for the minigun mains out there to enjoy. And I have to say that I don't really use miniguns, but the texture work here, once again, immaculate. Beautiful work. Anytime I can use a weapon mod or retexture and it's on par with a completely scratch built armor from another modder, I know I'm staring at something that had a lot of time and attention and detail put into it. It's beautiful, really. I mean, I spent a great deal of time just looking at it, admiring it, and the funny thing is, there are even subtle textures and nuances that were added to this gun that I didn't even highlight for you because they were under the barrel of the gun or behind the magazine, or the player character was in the way. And it's those sort of little extra things that you sit there and go, whoa, shit, that, like, he went to the effort for this and you don't even really see it. That is impressive to me. I have to say that this is another must-have texture mod if you were looking for a more lore-friendly, immersive Fallout texture for the minigun. This is definitely it. It just pops now. It completely and utterly pops. This is perfect for the type of person that might want to do just screen captures for Fallout 4, because there are people who do that. This is a great texture if you use the minigun for those sort of like backgrounds that you want to create for yourself or share on Reddit or Tumblr, etc. This is it. It's pure beauty. Next is the Top-Notch TommyGun by dpillari. It's a high quality retexture for the vanilla submachine gun to turn it into its real life equivalent, the Thompson submachine gun, jam-packed with new detail and new weathering and grime. If you actually zoom in close enough or you look at the what is it, the stock or the body of the gun hard enough. You don't know guns. No shit, I don't get to shoot anybody. I'm not legally allowed to have one, so I don't like sit and study guns. You want to talk about motorcycle parts, something I can have without the government telling me you're too crazy, then we can talk. But point being, the detail on this is pretty impressive. I know I've said it before, but you can actually read what's on the fucking Tommy gun. I'm just like surprised. I was looking at it close up and I was like, I can read this. It's readable. And you have to commend him for trying to capture what a wood stock and a wood grip would look like. Since I paint stuff in my spare time and for other people, it's a hobby. The one thing I find hard as hell to paint or recreate to make real is wood stock. The wood grain is hard as hell to make happen. But anyway, on the gun itself, it says US made for the year 2067 at number 544702 Thompson submachine gun. On the other side, I can't see it right now. Well, long story short, both sides are legible. And if you want the Tommy guns to look more realistic, more catching, more immersive, no questions asked, this is the thing to grab. The Delightful Deliverer. This is also another high quality retexture to make the Deliverer look like its real world counterpart, the Walther PPK. He added new indented text, logos, and a new backlit grip, and for good measure, a silencer. If you look at this, it speaks for itself, volumes. The detail everywhere, the legible text, another beautiful addition. The gun itself actually looks true to life with the level of like the metallic look and feel that is here. I can't even describe it, but in the right lighting it is beautiful to behold, and once again perfect for screen capping. The Fancy Fatman. The mod author made the Fallout 4 Fatman look like the Fallout 3 Fatman, plus he made it look a lot better as well. He added some new glow maps here, a few detailed normal maps there, and gave the targeting computer a lore-friendly facelift, and made the mini nukes a little bit more cool in his opinion. Not too shabby, he does say so himself. While not required, he highly recommends downloading Cut Weapon Mod Restored in conjunction with this retexture, as it adds a targeting computer seen in the images. And need I say more? Honestly, if you check out his page, you'll see the targeting computer. I didn't download the mod yet, so shame on me for that point. He also did an HD lockpicking interface, which is another small retexture mod he made to make the lockpicks a little bit more interesting. He also gave it a brand new name, Safety Locks, and H&H Tool Company screwdriver. Subtle nuances that are just, I have no words, because it's awesome really. As you don't really, there's only one other mod that does HD locks in the game. So that makes two. And unfortunately I forgot the name of that mod, and it would take me a little bit of time to dig through my mod list to find it, because it wasn't a very popular mod, unfortunately, and I was probably the only person who did a video for it. So this time around, you know, at least you can catch a hold of this one, which I say is just as good, if not slightly better, simply because of the little subtle additions. The brand names, adding a name to the screwdriver you're even using to pick the lock, that's attention to detail right there. And frankly, it's just those little things that he didn't have to bother to add, but he did. It's like that extra mile to give the mod a bit more life and just a bit more immersion, a bit more feel, a bit more pizzazz, honestly, in my opinion. And I would say that if you are using no mod that gives you HD locks, download this one right now, because frankly the normal maps and the vanilla locks always look crappy to me. So I was always on the hunt for something like this, and I'm glad that there's at least two to choose from now. Last but not least is the Wasteland Weather After Nuclear War by Chorus Wolf. Wasteland Weather After the Nuclear War is a mod that changes the weather of the game by post-apocalyptic weather, getting closer to the original Fallout. He hated the colorful and clear sky in Fallout 4, and he could not find a weather mod that he liked perfectly. That's why he made this one. There is a 90% chance of soft post-apocalyptic weather and a 10% chance for radioactive storms. This is incompatible with any other mod that changes the weather, so you will have to remove your other weather mods. And judging on what ENB you use, this could greatly affect it. I would say this is probably built for the vanilla game, but I was using it with a Pathos ENB, which makes it twice as dismal looking. From my personal perspective, I think the mod author nailed what he was going for here. If you remember the way Fallout 3 looked, like it was a very sort of muted color palette, whereas to Fallout 4 honestly was extremely colorful in comparison, which I did find was odd. But once again, Fallout 4 was made to be appealing to casual gamers, and they succeeded in that in every way imaginable. Fuck you, Gundam! But point being, if you're looking for a more Fallout taste, then this is the mod to use, especially if you have a more depressing ENB such as Pathos ENB. But if you're using something colorful, lighthearted, then this is going to change the outlook of that drastically. The only real gripe I could possibly have with it is I felt that it was a bit too foggy at times, or maybe it was just the areas I was in that created such a sort of foggy feel. And maybe that's what the mod author was going for. Once again, artistic interpretation is always at hand with mod authors and mod creators, so it is their vision that you're playing in, and whether you like it or not, it truly depends on if you agree with their aesthetics in the game. And personally, I like what he did here, despite me not liking too much FOD. But on the other hand, and I take it from the point of what he's going for here, it is supposed to be a dismal, dark, screwed up world. Especially after years of nuclear fallout, I don't think the atmosphere or the sky is going to look too friendly. So this perfectly catches that sort of dark, dismal, wasteland feel that the game admittedly seemed to have been missing from the vanilla Fallout 4. And I would suggest this to anyone looking for a more darker, dismal, and depressing world for their immersive playthrough. If not, then this probably isn't for you. And on that note, I should probably get out of here. This video's long enough. Thank you for tuning in with me if you lasted this long. I know how hard it is for people to sit around and watch these sort of things. So I can actually give more of a shit than me. You know the whole spiel. Rate, comment, subscribe if you so choose to. Follow me on the social media platforms. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Twitch is important to companies for some reason. The more people follow me on Twitch, the less they can ignore me. They can ignore my pleas as I squeal into the night. Oh, I shouldn't have said that in the microphone. Crap. Oh well, I'm out. Adios, bichachos. And as always, enjoy mods, because they're one of the few good things in gaming now. It won't be long before the corporate machine and entity gets its fingers on it and then ruins it. And the gaming industry will be poor for it, whether you agree with me or not. I mean, DLC is proven to show that to be true. Microtransactions out the wazoo. Enjoy mods while you can. They're the only thing that make me play Fallout 4, that's for sure.